Hi guys, today I'm going to have a treat for you. Actually, I'm going to do a review on my favorite planeswalker in the game right now, Wrenn the Realmbreaker. She is just unreal, and the reason for that is, well, I have my way of playing is I divide all planeswalkers into two categories. One is aggro, and the other one is control. Now, aggro planeswalkers I use, for like training grounds and events that are non-coalition to get through them quicker, to just wreck the opponent real quick, and hopefully complete some objectives as well in the process. Preferably all of them, obviously, but if I fail, if he drops something really powerful that I can handle, that's okay. Now, for coalition events, I use control planeswalkers because I have a way of dealing with any threat that they might present during the game, and I like that. I like getting max points on my coalition events always. It doesn't happen all the time, but that's the goal. And the way to achieve that is to be able to deal with any threat in the game that's out there. Um, this planeswalker is an aggro planeswalker, but with the right setup, she can be an amazing control planeswalker as well. And the reason why is because of the way that I set up the deck for her. Let's take a look. Now, she's definitely creature oriented, and if you look at the creatures that I have in the deck, they are either they either have reach, like these guys, or this is an exception. It's not reach, it's vigilance, but it it's similar in concept. I would have probably replaced her with something that just has defender, but I can't because she's dual color, and dual color planeswalkers, dual color. I'm sorry, creatures for this planeswalker, they are really where it's at, and I will explain why later. You will understand how why and how. Now, if you notice, this deck has Darksteel Citadel. This card, I think it's great. It's one of the best cards in the game right now because it gives you targeted support removal. And, there are many ways to remove creatures, obviously. And Reach and Vengeance and Defender are solid ways to remove creatures. As well as the Great Aurora and other creature removal spells, which I don't have any in this deck because I don't need any in this deck. But for supports, it's a different story. Some supports are not really threats, others are super threats, and you want to choose which ones you destroy. So that's why Darksteel Citadel is my choice, my go-to choice. I don't have some of the other ones like Demolition Field or whatever else is out there. But I do have Darksteel Citadel, so it definitely works and it does the job. You want to have some colorless cards with that, and I have also Smart Archive for that. And if you have enough draw, just a couple in your deck will do the trick. Like in this case here. Another thing I want to mention is that I don't have any lands. Well, Darksteel Citadel is a land, but some people build her with lands. I don't. I find that the other way of building is a lot more powerful. Now, you might notice Gather the Pack is in this deck, and this is the most important card in the deck because with this particular planeswalker, the way that she works, let's start and we'll look at the skills that she has, and I'll explain why that's important. Okay, let's go. Let's take a look at her skills. Her skill set is amazing. It has super synergy. Well, yeah, it's really just her third skill that I use. Actually, I don't use the other two, even though no, actually, they don't have super synergy. I'm sorry. The first one, you put two cards, you destroy two cards, and you put them in the graveyard, and then you can pick something from to bring it back, which I usually don't. I've tried filling my graveyard with that skill. It's just two cards, so it's not that good. And what you want to do with her is you need creatures in your graveyard to use with your third ability, because it brings them back times 4. Makes them huge, makes them enormous. And when you have a 4/4 defender or reach, it's okay. But if it's like a 30/30, that's a whole different story. It'll pretty much kill anything that they throw at you, other than prevent damage creatures, which aren't there aren't that many in the game. So you have to have ways of killing your own creatures for this planeswalker to be effective, because when they're just on the board, yeah, they do stuff, but when you bring them back with a third ability, they just become a real threat. They become something that will win you the game. It's a win condition. The third ability is a win condition. How does it work? Well, when you cast it, you convert. It's nice. But the real thing is this token that you put on the board. It will do a few things. When you make a swap, whatever color swap you made, it will return the first creature support with those colors into the game. And you want to bring the creatures, because it will give them reinforcements and they become enormous, and that's what you want. So, and also gives them haste, which is just unreal. They attack right away. I've been thinking about making a deck that has the toxin thingy. It could work, but in that sense, if I do that, I will lose the control part, because when you have a 30/30 reach or defender or even vigilance, that's not something that can be dealt with so easily. They'll have to remove it with the spell, because creatures simply won't be able to kill it. Instead, you end up killing all of the creatures. Hopefully we'll see that in the game, how that works. And another thing that this third ability does, it will increase your mana bonus depending on how many cards you have in the graveyard with that mana, with that color. And your mana bonuses get silly, plus 20, plus 30 to that color. Just really good. So, okay. Her second ability, you can in a pinch save yourself if your creatures for some reason are not reach or defender, which there should not be any in your deck without that. It can give them that for a single turn, make them larger. I never use it. There's no reason. So, okay, now this is how it works. You cast the creatures, you put them in the graveyard, you bring them out, and you win the game. That's the whole thing. So, with that in mind, how do we get the creatures? We get them by draw. And these two cards that I have in my hand right now, they are my draw cards in this deck. And we'll play them in that order. Okay, let's see. Now, another thing that is her passive ability. And it's like when you make your swap, any color other than green, then you will be converting 2 gems to the most present color on the board, and you will increase your mana bonus to that swap that you just made by 1 for that turn. This is really powerful. I mean, other than objectives that require you to convert, and there are cards that can fulfill those objectives, I have pretty much like no conversion in this deck, because she converts enough and I can fulfill those objectives very easily. But it also will allow you to get cascades, and even off colors like black is not a color that she gets a lot of mana bonuses in. Her mana bonuses are they're They are something. They're not that huge, but it doesn't matter because when you're getting cascades, you still get a ton of mana. You get a ton of mana, and you basically concentrated after. Okay, this is how it works. Before you cast your third ability, you want to match colors that are not green, because you want to save your green colors for when you cast your third ability. And every time you match green after you cast it, you'll get like 20, 30 mana, whatever. Huge, and your whole hand gets filled up. So and before you cast your third, you can just survive and get a lot of mana just from cascades. So in my opinion, she's perfect for countering planeswalkers that are off color. Like this guy is off color. He's red and black. So I'll be matching red and black first and foremost. Even though I don't get a lot of mana from that, but I will get conversion. And the way you want to do it is you will create gems of the color that's most present on the board. Like right now, it looks like black is the most present on the board. And I don't like black. I don't get much mana from black, but he does. So I want to do two things. I want to, first of all, get rid of his gems. And second of all, I want to make cascades. And that's what we're going to try to do. So let's do it. All right. No cascades. That's okay. That's okay. Now black is not that present. What do we want to get rid of? We want to get rid of probably blue at this point. So, but we don't want to give him a lot of matches. I'll probably just get rid of another black thing because there aren't any red matches, so he can't do much. Oh, look at him. Wow, he's plopping down 5/5 flying thingy. Okay, that's okay. That's fine. The game plan is still the same. Nothing changes. We're going to okay, let's make a blue match. He's got a food token, whatever. We'll match that. Get some mana. Okay, nice cascade. That was pretty nice. And we get an extra turn. Oh, that's actually another thing with her. You get a lot of extra turns. I love that. That's just super. I think that's that cannot be overlooked. And now we are at the point where we don't have any matches other than green. Okay, that's fine. We have a lot of green gems on the board already, so we can do that. I want to make sure we get the reason why I'm moving the creature up, because I want to cast some creatures. If I can't put any in my graveyard with Gather the Pack, then I'll have to destroy my own with the Grey Aurora to put them in the graveyard. You want to put creatures in the graveyard. So, alright, let's go. Her loyalty fills up real quick because of all the cascades and all the things that happen. Look at that, I gained 40 life. That's not too shabby. That's a combination of, obviously, this card and Niss's Revelation. This card. So that's a good combo. You draw 10 cards, you gain 40 life. Thank you very much. Let's kick ass and chew bubblegum. And we're all out of bubblegum. So, okay, now take a look at this. I have Gather the Pack. This one will win the game for me. And then I have Niss's Pilgrimage, which will convert. And I need green gems to really make her strong. But at this point, the Grey Aurora, it's not really something that I really need anymore, because I will fill the graveyard with creatures with Gather the Pack. So I'll do it in this. Don't want that. I already have one, so I don't want that. And I have Awesome Archive already, so I need to free up my hand to be able to draw extra cards each turn. Now, hopefully we'll get a cascade. And from my playing experience, like if I were to match this loyalty right now and get a white gem to drop and match, you only get it from like the first match. So hopefully, if I match this white thingy, I get a cascade. Nothing. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. He's doing some stuff, doing damage to me. That's okay. That's totally fine. Let's see. We have a lot of green, but we don't have a 6 mana gain thingy. So Alchemist Awakening is not something that we want. But we still have a leeway because you saw how much life I was able to gain, and that's something that will continue throughout the game. Therefore, we're not in any rush. We can just try to cast those things. I'm gonna switch places. I'm gonna put this probably second. I don't need another Gather the Pack. You just need a couple of creatures in your graveyard. You don't need like a whole bunch because they will keep coming back to your graveyard. It's pretty cool. And I still don't want to match green because green I'm trying to save for later. But I have nothing else. In that case, okay, fine, I'll match green. No, we're not gonna drain anything. Go ahead and hit me. I will gain it right back. Extra swap. That's okay. Do the swap. Okay. Okay, I'm taking damage, but with her, it's fine. I heal it right back. I have ways to heal it back. Now, sometimes I cast my third before I even have creatures in the graveyard. But right now I have a bunch. This is plenty. We can win the game already. That's it. We are at this point of the game where we have creatures in the graveyard. We have a third ability available. We have green matches also. So let's do that. We don't need the Grey Aurora anymore. We can throw it out, but I'll save it just in case, something happens. Darksteel Citadel, he's red and black. He won't be able to play any super duper control thingies, or rather control permanents. What are they called in this game? Supports, right? He won't be able to play those. So we can probably just throw it out, but I'll keep it in my hand just in case. Don't need any more creatures now. They're all in my graveyard. So let's win the game. Cast the third ability, convert a bunch of gems to green, get a nice cascade. Oh, it's beautiful. Look at that. Yeah. And now, check out what happens when I match green gems. Now, look at my creatures in the graveyard. They are all green. And if I match a green gem, it'll bring a creature that's green into play. The reason why I have Citadel Castellan is because it's green and white. Now, if I match a white gem, it'll bring a Citadel Castellan in the game. Sometimes you don't have green matches. And it's a really good option to have, well, at least one card that's dual color that's not green. And that role is Citadel Castellan. But I have green creatures now, and I can match green. So, and check out what happens now. This is magic. This is just fantastic. This is why I love this Walker so much. This is why she's aggro and control at the same time. I'm matching green. Bam! 2024 on the board with just a match. This is just me matching gems that are there. And that's aggro. She attacked right away, dealt 20 damage. He's got 94 life, so that's like 4 turns. And it's gonna start killing all his creatures too, because they won't be able to overpower her. She's 2019 now. She'll just kill everything that's on the board. And when I match another green gem, and she's in the graveyard, she'll come right back. Super powerful. Not super. Immensely powerful. Like outwardly powerful. That's really the right word for it. So at this point, I really need nothing in my hand. I have everything I need in my graveyard for to win this. I just need to match green gems. Let me match another green gem. Check out what happens. Check out what happens. 42, 45. Oh boy. Yeah, that's yeah, there's really nothing. He can cast creature removal. That's okay, because if they go in the graveyard, I bring them right back. So exile is what you want against this particular walker. You want to exile her creatures in order for them not to come back. But if the deck is built right, she'll have ways of putting other creatures in the graveyard, and just exiling them won't make any difference, like here. So we're about to win next turn, but let's see how big we can get our damage this particular turn. We'll match another green gem. Okay, another thing is, you want to definitely have ways of putting creatures in your graveyard. Sometimes gather the pack does not come in your hand, and then what? You don't want to be stuck. You want to be able to kill your own creatures, and green doesn't really offer that many ways of doing that. There is Reclaim, I think it's called. It's a low cast spell that kills your creature, gives you 12 mana. I would have played that in my deck if I did not have the Great Aurora, but I do have it, so I'm not playing it. And another way of putting creatures in your graveyard is replacing ones that you already have, and I'll put them in the graveyard. So that's why I really like the Elf Warrior part of like this card, for example. I'll show you later what it does. Right now I don't need it because we're about to win. But yeah, check it out. I brought another 2020. I'm about to do 69 points of damage. Yeah, that's sick. This is just nauseating the way this Planeswalker works. She's got the heal with the right cards, which is, it just makes her outwardly. And then the control that you get with the creatures that are able to block flying with reach, it's also just way powerful. You know, having a 2020 creature, and that's just the beginning. You know, you saw how, you know, they can get 40-40, 60-60. I've had a 100 creature on the board with her a couple of times. If you cast your third ability more than once, you get higher stacks. Yeah, this creature, this Planeswalker, it's just simply disgusting. Just, I don't know, oppressive. I love her. She's my favorite, and I hope next time she comes in the store, you pick her up, and it brings your game to a new level. So thank you guys for watching this video. I know I don't have that many subscribers, but whatever. I try to make the best content and try to make it the most interesting videos that I can. I try to explain everything down to the nitty gritty for you guys, so you can take advantage of things that are out there. Thank you so much, and till next time.